I'm so sick of that damn song. God. If I see one more,
once you hear that, you're like, turn it off.
Yeah, man. If I see one more athlete come out to that damn song, we get it.
Yes, we get it. It's a great song. But Jesus Christ, find something. Play something I haven't heard.
Like,
I want to hear something new.
Hey, blast off, I can talk my ass off. Hey, Smokey, what you seen, and I'll tell you what I saw. Hollywood, what you think, and I'll tell you what I thought. And we can talk about it all when we hear on Trash Talk. Hey.
What's going on, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Trash Talkers podcast.
We made it.
We made it, Smokey.
Yeah, we did.
What's up? What it look like? What it smell like? What it don't do? What it is? What it ain't? What it ain't? Or what it could be?
Everything? I don't even know the answer to all them questions.
I don't know either, hell.
Yeah, a lot though. A lot going on. A lot and nothing at the same time. You ever feel like you've done so much this week, and then when you think about it, you go, "What did I do? I don't feel like I did anything." But then you know you did a lot of stuff.
What did you do? Anything? Like, what did you do this weekend?
That's what I'm trying to think of. What did you do this week?
I can't say it on camera, but I watched the fights.
Yeah, I watched some football.
All right, that's what we did.
Thank you for joining us today.
All right, guys. Next year. Now, hell, let's hop onto it again, guys. Today's topic is 3 songs that we just absolutely cannot listen to. Again, guys, please do not forget, leave your month, your birthday, just the month and the day down in the comment section, because later on in the podcast we read the craziest stories. It's called WTF, and it doesn't stand for what the. It stands for what the
Florida.
100%. So leave your birthdays down in the comment section, and we will read the craziest story that happened on your birthday in Florida on next podcast. But before we do that, we always read the top 3 comments from last podcast.
Yeah.
I say we dive into that.
Absolutely. Why are so many kids now into the music from the 80s and the 90s?
Let's find out. And that's from last podcast. And the number 3 most liked comment is from Objectified. Objectified said, if you've been fed the narrow, homogenized, same flavored chips and drink diet of popular music that dominated for the past 2 decades, diving into 70s, 80s, and 90s music is like discovering that grocery stores exist.
Oh, that might have been something we didn't touch on. Is that if you think about it, music became so polished and so overdone. It was like everything had to be extremely perfect. But if you go back to the 80s and 90s, you can hear the imperfections in the music. And maybe that's something they're searching for. They don't want everything to be exactly perfect on the song. They want to hear something that's got some flaws in it.
Dude, like, we've heard songs like, hey, bro, you gonna eat the rest of that sandwich? Leave it in there.
Yeah.
Leave it in there.
Absolutely.
The number 2 most liked comment from that podcast is from the Pelagic Hermit.
Yeah.
Pelagic Hermit. Shout out to the Pelagic Hermit. Pelagic Hermit. Yeah, shout out to you because, the Pelagic Hermit says, because those of us that were in high school and college during that period have the most money and influence over society right now. We are driving it through paying reaction channels to play the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Do that enough, and the next generation starts wearing Rush t-shirts.
Yeah.
I was wearing a Rush t-shirt on that.
Absolutely. That's another good point, too.
Yes.
Is that reaction channels bring back a lot of that music. Yeah.
The Pelagic Hermit also said, we are the first generation to have the ability to show people what they miss rather than just tell stories. This new phenomenon is just getting started.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very good point.
100%. And the number 1 most liked comment from why kids are so into the 80s and 90s music these days is from Levi Amongst the Watchers. And Levi Amongst the Watchers, shout out to you, says, the simple reason why kids, also adults too, are liking 80s and 90s music is because it's actually good music. Much better than what's being released currently, at least.
Yeah, I mean that is the way a lot of people are gonna look at it, right? Especially if you grew up on that music, like a lot of things that like the common thought of people is that whatever I grew up on, whatever I was into, that's the first thing I saw. That was the greatest period. That's the golden era, right?
Right.
Because that's what I was into. And then you see what the kids are into, and you're like, I hate that.
Yeah, true story. I actually know someone who had never, who didn't eat beef, didn't eat pork, and they ate chicken, but it was only chicken without the bone, like chicken breast. You know, they would eat chicken breast. It's like, if that's all you know is chicken breast, and then I effed her up one day and said, try this lemon pepper chicken wing, it has a bone in it.
Yeah.
Blew her mind. It's like, I didn't know chicken. I didn't want to eat chicken because it had a bone in it, but now they love the chicken that has a bone in it. It's just because they didn't know. It's like you don't know until you know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what's happening to the kids, I think.
Yeah.
Once they discover, like, oh, man, there's this music that was back in the day. It's so much better.
I mean, it is interesting. Like Venom.
Uh-huh.
You know, not necessarily an old school band, but not of the 2020s. Tool, still going strong to this day. But I'd really like to know, like, how many 18 and under is into Venom or into Tool?
Into Tool.
Yeah.
We didn't see a lot unless they came with their parents at the show.
Dude, I saw a comment on, what was it? Was it, damn, what was it? Might have been the Rolling Stones. I can't remember. It was a comment that came out, and it was like, my parents took me to, it might have been Iron Maiden. I can't remember what it was, but it was like, my parents took me to this show when I was 9 years old. And I remember replying to that comment saying, shout out to your parents because they're freaking legends.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
legends.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Like, showing your kids, like, when is it okay to introduce your kids to, like, Kiss? I'm talking about blood pouring out, not...
Well, Kiss, I mean, I remember my son watched Scooby-Doo when he was young, and he really liked Detroit Rock City after that show. And I always saw Kiss as like, okay, well, that's kid-friendly music. I mean, sure, the imagery.
Yeah.
But if you listen to the music, it's all clean.
But are the kids listening to the music, or are they looking at the imagery? Like, I don't care what Michael Jackson was saying on Thriller. I just know he looked like a freaking terrifying Scooby-Doo villain.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, whoever Scooby-Doo was trying to find, it looked like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that was Michael Jackson.
And I ran.
They pull the mask off.
Yes.
It's, like, it's Michael Jackson.
And then they pull it off again. That's Al Gore. And they pull it off again. It's like, that's...
I'm actually a broom.
The Family Guy. I'm actually a horse.
Actually a horse. Well, I'm not actually a horse. I'm actually a broom.
And just falls over. No, but okay, let's take Kiss out of it.
Yeah.
When is it okay to show your kids Ghost?
Ghost. See, I mean, that's tough. If there's a lot of heavy sexual references, you definitely don't want them to start them on that too early.
Mary on a Cross unedited.
Yeah, see.
When is
I mean,
okay?
there is a thing where you can sneak that by them, though, right? Because they're not going to understand what they're talking about. But then when they get older, they start going into it and figuring out what the song is about. And then they look back and go, you let me hear that when I was a child?
But if you look at it from our point of view, dude, like, the Trash Talkers have sent us over so many songs where we sit down and analyze it. And it's like, of course everyone knows the songs. And when we were kids, we were just jamming.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
wait, what are they talking about?
And then you start thinking, my mom made me listen to this.
Does that make my mom a deranged person? Or does that
Not
just...
necessarily, because she might not have known either.
She might...
Sometimes with those hidden messages, you know, you're like, I don't know, my kids like it. I don't even know what it's about.
I just always, for some reason, when you bring up hidden messages, I just always get little Nicky and him scratching it backwards. Like, what was it?
I command you to spread the blood of the innocent.
Yes, dude.
Oh my God, Chicago kicks ass.
100%, man, 100%. You guys let us know. When is the appropriate age to show your kids something that you can understand that's not necessarily overall friendly? Like, what's the appropriate age? Because
songs that sound friendly but have a sinister message
behind. You know what's crazy though? Us growing up in Atlanta, we grew up during the Freaknik era.
Oh yeah.
Big Buddha.
Yeah.
And we just over there dancing. Rat Top, don't you stop.
Yeah.
Rat Top. And then we didn't know what that was.
No.
Bro, I've got a memory of Freaknik that I will tell one day on Patreon, and I will leave it at that. But man, shout out to our Patreon members. But today's topic, okay. 3 songs that me and Smokey just cannot stand to hear anymore.
Yeah.
These are songs that have been played
Yes.
over
and over and over.
and over
Yes.
again.
And it's not that they're bad songs.
No.
At least my list is not. It's songs that were so awesome that everybody played them so much that at some point you're like, I can't listen anymore.
Yeah. And again, guys, I don't know what his list is. He doesn't know what my list is. But for some reason, I feel like they're going to be similar.
I was wondering that.
I feel
if
like
we're
they
gonna
might
come
be
up with the same songs.
I feel like they might be similar. What's your number 3 most
All right, my number 3
song that you just cannot hear anymore?
I feel like this happened around 2010 or
Crank
so.
That Soulja Boy.
No, it's not Crank That Soulja. Is that one of yours?
No.
Oh, okay. It's actually
Laffy Taffy.
No, that's another one. No.
That is
oh
one.
my god.
Crank that. Oh my god. That would have.
2006 was just Crank That Laffy Taffy.
That Laffy Taffy. Crank that Laffy Taffy. That Laffy Taffy. Crank that.
It's actually Thrift Shop by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis.
I'm gonna make
Put
some
some
tags.
tags, only got $20 in my pocket. And dude, Macklemore is a great rapper. He is really talented. It's just that he blew up so fast and went so far instantly that this song has like 2 billion views on YouTube. Most of them are from like 2010.
I just want to stop him for a second. 2 billion.
Yes. And that's part of the problem, right? There are other songs. There's other songs that I'll never get tired of. But this one,
so
it was just too much too fast.
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably most of the list, right?
You know what? What's crazy is with that song, it's like, yes, I'm gonna rock with you on that and say, God dang it, I've heard it enough. It's just like, please turn it off.
Yeah.
But every time I can literally, like on the tail end of that song of me saying, okay, I've heard enough.
Yeah.
I can place where I was. Like I remember being at a Goodwill hearing
Yes.
it. I remember
Yes.
being at a fair hearing it. I remember being at a grocery store hearing it.
Dude, that is one of the things. Like, you remember the first time you heard these songs, too. I don't know what kind of phenomena that is, but you do remember. I remember the first time I heard it, someone sent it to me, and I think it was a social media message, like, oh, you got to check this guy out. And I played it, and I was like, oh, this guy's pretty good.
Man.
You know? But then a year later, I'm like, please make it stop.
But what's crazy is still catchy.
It is, yeah.
And you know what? A lot of there is some science into this where they say, you know, okay, like if you put water on like a petri dish and you put a certain hertz on it, it'll make certain shapes.
Designs,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
The body is 70% water, 75 if you want to say that. So when you hear certain music, what is it that triggers us to be like, okay, I F with this song when it first comes out? And it's like, even today, you could still possibly enjoy the song.
Yeah, I mean, because it has been some time, but I'm never going to just seek it out.
Yeah, like you're not gonna go to DJ and say, "Hey, bro, here's $20. Play that Macklemore." You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that.
I think the whole the populace kind of agreed with it though, because he fell off just as quickly as he rose.
Yeah, I mean, shout out Macklemore. I think he's still doing
Absolutely, yeah, probably a great dude. You know, very talented. Both of them, Ryan Lewis also.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very talented, but
That
it
song was
just
played
too much.
Yes, it was. All right, so here's my number 3 song that I just can't hear anymore. You ready for this? Smash Mouth. All Star.
Oh God, that's a good one.
Come on, dude. How many times?
How many
Dude,
times? Hey,
Get
now.
your game on, go play. Hey
Hey,
now,
now.
you're a rock star. Get your show on, get paid. Oh, come on, like, dude, we get it. We get it. It's
Yes.
probably the sports
Oh yeah.
anthem.
Yeah.
God dang, can we please find a new one?
Please.
Please.
I'm begging you.
Not hating on Smash Mouth by any means.
I mean, all these are great artists, and that's why they got to that position. But man, it's like you got to blame the people.
Yeah, the
I'm
DJs.
sure the artists enjoyed
Dude.
the recognition and the money from it, but the people, it's like, just stop playing it, please.
Imagine how the DJ feels. He's like, oh God,
Not
okay,
again.
here we go.
I play this song 5 times every night.
He probably got it on like, he's like,
He's sitting back there just mouthing the words. Hey now.
nah, I feel like he's like if he's like doing like the Super Bowl, you know, the Super Bowl just passed if you guys watch it, but it's like if that came up, he was like, okay, at this 14 minutes and 37 seconds, I need to play All Star by Smash Mouth. He was like, God.
Yeah.
Just walk
Enough already.
God dang it, I'm done, man. But I feel like that's one of those songs where it's just like, dude, come on, man.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a good song. Yes, it turns you up, but can we find a new one?
Please. There's a lot of good songs out there. We can switch it up sometimes.
Yes, man. Yes. What's your second one?
Oh man, this one is a little newer than the other two on the list, but it happens to be Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars.
Hey man, you did that just because everybody say I kind of look like Bruno Mars.
Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars.
Man,
like this is a weird phenomena that funk had kind of been out of the mainstream for quite some time by the time this song came out. So it was a throwback. Everybody was cool, like into it, like, oh yeah, like this sounds like it's from the 70s,
yeah.
You know, uptown funk you up, uptown funk you up. Say what? Like it sounded like it could have been P-Funk or something, you know? Parliament.
Just said, do it again. How you say it?
Say what? But billions of views later, and you hearing it on every commercial you ever watched. Every TV show that has anything to do with funk, you're going to hear that song.
Uptown Funk You Up. You know, look, this isn't on my list, but another song, dude, that I feel like could be added to this list is the song with Wiz Khalifa. Never see you again.
Yeah.
I think that's the most streamed song of all time.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
oh God, why am I forgetting?
With Paul Walker, it was like a Paul Walker.
Yeah, it was a tribute to Paul Walker after he died. But what was the main artist? Wiz Khalifa did the rap, but Ed Sheeran.
Was it Ed Sheeran?
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, that's one of those songs. It's like, yes, we get it, but god dang, man.
Oh yeah, great song, great meaning behind it. It's just that too many times.
Who do we blame this on? Do we blame
the people?
Is it the people or like the radio? I think it's
the
DJs.
radio. If you go back far enough, yeah, the radio had a lot to do with it. But like anything after 2010, I feel like maybe the radio didn't have as big an influence
because of streaming.
Yeah. But
Awesome.
I mean, you have movies that are going to cash in on it, throwing it on their soundtrack, inserting it into commercials and whatnot. They're to blame for sure.
They are.
I mean, you want to enjoy these songs, right? They're great songs.
But I done heard it 74 times today, man.
Exactly.
It was cool the first 6 weeks I heard it.
Yeah,
It was cool
absolutely.
for the first 6 weeks. But after the first 6 months, god dang, now we in the first 6 years.
Yes.
It's been 16 years and y'all still jam, and that's cool. And what do you think it is with like, cause there are some songs like Thriller. Is Thriller on your list?
No.
But why did we not put Thriller on there?
I was going to bring up this after we get done. I want to name a song that we can hear a billion times individually and never get tired of it.
All right, well, let me go to my number 2 then. My number 2 song that I'm like, okay, I F it, but I'm tired of hearing it. And listen, this kind of hurts my soul. This also with my number 1. I won't reveal my number 1, but this one kind of hurts me a little bit. 3-6 Mafia.
Oh, really?
I am tired of hearing Sippin' on System Scissor.
Oh, yeah.
I am
that did
tired.
Get played a lot.
Not only has it been played,
Sippin' on some scissor.
it's been sampled.
Yeah.
It's been in movies.
Yeah.
The people who listen to it don't even know what scissor is.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and coming from one who indulged, to see other people, like, you don't even, like, oh, it's like, you don't even know what it is. Like, you don't even know what he's talking about. Like, I don't know. It's like, it's something that I've heard so many times. And yeah, it was cool. Because one of my favorite rappers of all time, Pimp C, in my opinion, one of the greatest rappers with UGK 3-6. A trio working a wheel. A pimp, not a simp. Key to dope fiends higher than a Goodyear blimp. I eat so many shrimp. I got iodine poisoning. You know how much shrimp you gotta eat to get iodine poisoning, bro?
Oh, I get it every time I try it.
Man,
I'm allergic to it now.
Shellfish,
but, yeah.
But rest in peace to the pimp. But nah, man, that's one of my favorite songs, and it's just like I was indulging in what y'all thought scissor was, and then I was like, man, there was actually a brand of liquor that Dipset. You remember Jim Jones and Cameron, who was part of Dipset? They had a alcohol called Scissor. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, we sip it. Yes, I get from.
Even they started selling stuff called Scissor, at like head shops and whatnot. It's supposed to be like a legal version of it.
I mean, there was literally an alcohol called Scissor, and Dipset is from New York. Sir, you know what? That's one of my songs that I just.
We don't need to get into
that's
all
that's
of
just one of the songs that's like, God, y'all ruined a great song, man.
Yeah.
And not only that, but a lot of rap, and I salute it because 3-6 is being sampled now, and the younger artists are like,
well, and that came out at the height of 3-6.
Yes.
You know, they had Hustle and Flow and Hollywood and all that, and that they were becoming part of pop culture at that time.
So I remember you saying one time, you know, like me and you both being such big 3-6 fans, and then we were used to the underground.
The underground, yes.
Yeah.
That's when I fell in love with 3-6 when nobody knew who they were.
Even then, like when they were doing like, you know, Last to Walk and the Most Unknowns, and it's like, okay, this still jamming.
Yeah, the
but then
Unbreakables.
the Unbreakable. If you ask me, one of the greatest 3-6 albums ever.
Yeah.
But when you see, hey, would you guys like to try some sipping on some scissor? Like, man, come on, dog.
Yeah.
No, man.
And maybe that's a problem too, is that you're into something, you know, we talk about this a lot, people who are into niche genres. And then when the entire world catches on,
That's what I was saying.
then you kind of get the cringe factor going. Because you want it to be your thing.
Yes.
You want it to be like, this is what I discovered. I want my little group to be in on this. But then when everybody's in on it, you're like, all right, it's not fun anymore.
But see, that's the thing. It's like, even though the whole world like when the Hollywood came out, I watched every episode.
Yeah.
Like, remember Computer?
Yeah.
Remember Computer?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think, you know, actually, because of that show, Juicy J started the whole rock t-shirts amongst rappers.
Dude, he
would
was
wear the Megadeth shirts.
he was wearing
and
Megadeth
whatnot.
shirts all the time, yeah.
He was big into metal, though.
See, that's what that's why I think me and you are so into what we do here. Is because when the Trash Talkers send us over, you know, metal bands from like the 70s, 80s, we're like, I don't know if 3-6 touches our or influences our brain, like, oh, we should enjoy this because
because we see Juicy J's into it.
But
yeah, that absolutely happens. Yeah,
I think we just F with good music, man. It's like,
yeah.
And I think Juicy, that's why I think we F with 3-6, because Juicy and Paul F with good music.
Exactly.
Like,
no matter the genre.
No matter.
When there's too many rappers out there that are like, I only listen to rap from my city.
No,
you know?
No.
Like, nah, dude, there's a lot of good music
Listen,
out there.
Don't get me wrong. I'm a rep Atlanta to the day I die. I could listen to Atlanta music all day long, but damn it, I love some Houston rap. I love some Texas rap. I love some folk. I love some metal.
Yeah.
Man, I just like music, man.
And that comes with age, too. You know, when you're younger, you're just like, nope, sticking to my niche. This is who I am. It's not a listening hobby. It's a way of life. And then you get older and you're like, well, I was missing out on a lot of stuff.
A lot. What's your number one, Smoke Dog?
My number one is actually
What's
one of my favorite artists of all time.
Well, just like me with 3-6.
Yep. It's actually Eminem.
Lose Yourself.
I
knew it.
Oh,
I'm so
my
sick
God.
of that damn song. God. If I see one more,
once you hear that, you're like, turn it off.
yeah, man. If I see one more athlete come out to that damn song, we get it.
Yes, we get it. It's a great song. But Jesus Christ, find something. Play something I haven't heard.
Like, even,
I want to hear something new.
But you know what though? Like, again, and I know you said we're gonna speak on a song that we're okay with hearing too.
Yeah.
But like, if you take the Rocky anthem, we're okay with that.
Yeah.
But when you hear that, doom,
Yes.
it's what is that? What is that about?
Dude, I mean, it's just too much repetitions. Like, you eat steak every day, you get tired of steak, right?
Yeah, but how many times have you heard Rocky?
It is. All right, when we get to that, I think I've got an idea of why that may be.
Okay.
But yeah. But Eminem, man, I know the first time I heard it was actually on 8 Mile. And 8 Mile was a huge movie.
Yes.
Eminem was already ingrained in pop culture. He was a mainstream hit by then. But once that movie came out, there were people from 8 to 80 who were into Eminem.
Facts.
Yeah. And that song was their anthem. Like, yes, this is the greatest rapper on earth.
I mean, he is one of the greatest rappers ever.
Yeah.
And you can't lie that I know me and you probably played it when it first came out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Repetitiously. We
Yeah.
played it constantly.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem, really.
But just like sipping on some scissor.
But the thing is, with every Eminem album, I went through that phase of, all right, it comes out. I'm listening to it. I'm like, wow, this is dope. This is good stuff. And then you play it. You're hearing it on the radio. Every car that drives by is playing it. And after a while, you're just like, all right, I'm not playing that album anymore.
See, the only Eminem song to me that had the opposite effect was "Hi, my name is." Everyone played it,
Yeah.
and I hated it.
Yeah.
But then once they started playing it, I'm like, okay, this dude's actually snapping.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's, "Hi, my name is," and I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, no. And then after 3-4 months of hearing it constantly, I'm like, all right, let me check it out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, damn.
Yeah, I've had that effect with a lot of rappers or a lot of artists in general, but especially back in my younger days, in high school or whatever. You hear somebody playing whatever's new, and you're like, yeah, I'm not into that. It doesn't sound good. But then you hear it enough times, and you're like, dude's got talent.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's kind of...
And I think with Eminem, like, I know everybody's affectionate toward the first album they heard by him. But Eminem got progressively better on every
album.
single
I mean,
album up to this day.
To me, Eminem's best album is the Marshall Mathers LP.
Well, see,
and
that's
then-
what I'm saying. Everybody's going to go with what they heard first.
Well, no, Slim Shady LP
That
or
was the
EP.
first one
That
you
was
heard?
the first one I heard.
Yeah.
And then I heard Marshall Matt. Again, one of the greatest songs. I will say this. I'll stand on this. No,
That was another song that
yes,
got played
which
out.
was on Marshall Mathers LP. But Stan, dude,
Yeah.
that's one of the greatest songs.
That one's another one that got
which
played
is
out.
on. No, dude, that's a song I can hear till forever.
Yeah, I like it, and I still enjoy listening to it. But dang it, if it didn't get played a billion times.
It did. But see, here's the maybe again, y'all know I screw when I listen to songs that I like to hear it screwed. So, like literally, I might have played Stan like 4 times maybe within the past 2 months, but screwed.
Yeah.
But it's just something about. It goes back to the frequency, dude. I really think there's something frequency-wise in us to just be like, okay, there's something here that it just...
It's like a binaural beat.
Yeah, it's like something in me is just like, yes, I know everyone, like going back to Kiss. I was made for loving you, baby. I can only hear the regular version once or twice. You screw it for me, I can listen to it all night. I don't know why.
I'd listen like 10 seconds to be like, nah, I'd rather hear the original.
What do you think that is with me? Why do you think I can hear, like, I could hear,
You associate that style with a certain type of cool people that you hung out with. That, like, oh, those Houston rappers. Oh, Scissor.
But it sounds
man.
good to me. Like it's
Yeah, because you trained yourself to. It's like beer. Some people really think beer is the greatest tasting thing on earth. Like, you first taste a beer, you're like, ugh. People drink this?
This is
but
piss water.
It's an acquired taste.
Yeah, okay.
And that's what screwed and chopped music is. It's an acquired taste.
Like, I mean, I can only hear "Lose Yourself in the Music the moment you want it." Maybe 2 times, maybe hell 1 time on Smokey's case, saying he can't hear it too much.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like if you slow it down a little bit, chop it up, then it's kind of a different song. Then I don't know. I'm weird
kinda.
when it comes to that. All right, here's my number 1. You ready for this one, Smoke Dog?
Yeah.
My number 1 most song that I am tired of hearing. The trash talkers do not come for me because this is something I have done to myself. I have done this to myself. I've done it to my family. I've done it to Smokey. I've done it to friends. I've done it to family. But I have played Numa by Tool so much that I cannot hear it anymore. And let me tell you why. So in Numa, after seeing it live, okay, back to the screw and chop thing. It has kind of a but I could never catch like, okay, when's it gonna drop? But then when I caught it, when I caught that moment, it was like dur 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 dur. And once I caught it, I'm like, oh, I got it.
Yeah.
So now I'm able to jam in the car, and it's like, okay. All right, I've caught it. Yeah, and you can't screw and chop Tool. You can't do it. But I'm like, I finally caught it. I'm like, Mama, listen to this, and she's like, when do and I'm like,
I don't get this beat.
Like, I figured it out, but it's like I played it so much, It's like, all right, man, I can't hear it no more, dude.
Yeah.
I figured it out. It's like a puzzle that was in my head. I needed to figure out how to jam to this.
Yeah.
And once I put that final puzzle piece in, it's like, oh, I got it now. Like,
Yeah.
like, you know, I know how to rock to it.
Yeah. You might have done Descending like that to me.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. I mean, and people are going to hate me.
Man,
But that
I
is
could
not
listen-
my favorite album by Tool. The album is great, and I recognize it for what it is. And, you know, I know how great Tool is. But I prefer the older
Yeah,
stuff.
you're not a fan of Fear Inoculum. You're not the biggest fan of Fear
Yeah,
Inoculum.
exactly.
I mean, to me, I think Fear Inoculum's Tool's best album.
I think Anima is.
See, Descending, Culling Voices, Numa, Invincible, these are all just amazing freaking songs. And what's crazy is I can listen to Descending forever.
Yeah.
That when man, oh, dude, if I just want to have a child to that song, like,
Dude, I want to go back and experience the whole Tool catalog from the beginning. I want to wipe my memory. I need that little thing from Men in Black that erases your memory. I want to go back and do it all over again because it was such an experience.
so you want to
hearing
go back
all
to
these
like
songs.
91?
No, from our time exploring Tool on the channel.
Wow.
I want to go back and redo that whole thing. I want to hear it all for the first time again because you can only hear something for the first time once.
Yeah,
I want to experience that all over again. It's like if you could bottle it up and sell it.
But
as
here's
you
the
say.
craziest thing: we kind of did bottle it up.
Yeah.
We actually, you can
Yeah.
watch your
Yeah.
first time seeing
Yeah,
it
that's true.
with the
Yeah.
reactions that we do
Yeah.
here. So you can do that. You can
Yeah.
see your first time doing it. Like I've watched our Descending reactions so many times that
Yeah.
just push life. Like, oh, it's so good, man.
Yeah.
It's so good, dude.
Lateralus was probably.
Oh my god! Again on Fear
Yeah.
Inoculum, man.
Yeah.
Lateralus.
I guess we can kind of go back and just have at least some of that feeling. Again
Yeah, we
by
have it
watching
documented.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time, remember, I thought every song had the Fibonacci sequence in it.
Yeah.
I'm listening to Schism, like, oh, I can hear it, and I'm like, no, you can't hear it.
I think they're using it on this one.
No,
Yeah.
no.
One,
One,
two,
One,
one,
two,
two, three.
no,
No, it ain't happening.
That's only a lot, dude. But man, Tool isn't a. We can sit here and talk about Tool. Let's
Yeah.
not. All right, so you said you had a song.
Yeah.
I got one too, actually.
All right.
You go first.
All right, so this would be a song that, for some reason in your life, you've heard it a billion times, and it never gets old. There's a certain song that the whole world has been bumping since before. I think it was right around before I was born. When this
I
came
got
out.
one. I'm just curious what yours is. You said right before you were born?
Yeah. So this came out probably around before I was born. I have to look up exactly when it came out, but it was around that time. It was before I was born. The whole world's been bumping it ever since, and I don't care how many times it gets played. It never gets old.
I got it.
What is it?
Reading Rainbow.
Oh, that's it.
I
You got it.
I can't do
Yeah.
anything.
No, that's not it.
Oh.
It's actually Billie Jean by
It's
Michael
not
Jackson.
See, I brought up Thriller.
Yeah.
Okay, I see
Yeah.
where you were going there.
That's why I didn't want to say it then. I had to hold it.
Damn, you know what though? I could do that too with Smooth Criminal.
Yeah, that's another one.
Why?
Why is it that these songs you can hear forever? You can hear it once a day for the rest of your life. It never gets old. I heard it just the other day. I know I've heard it thousands of times. I was still dancing like Billie Jean is not my lover. Trying to do my moonwalk. It's just some girl who claims that I am the one. But kid, I can't hit that note. But still, like every time you hear it, I don't care if you can sing, if you can dance, you still trying.
You're jamming.
Every time that song comes on. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because it was before we were born.
I think it has something to do with frequency, dude.
know.
I really think there's...
I mean, rhythm is definitely something. I mean, that's why people enjoy music in the first place, right?
Every sound has a frequency. Everything
Yeah.
has a frequency.
A vibration. yeah.
Right. So us being made of mostly water, Billie Jean, like there's a reason everyone F's with that.
Yeah.
Like you had brought up, there are like 4-year-old kids who know that
Yeah,
song. How do
exactly.
you know that song?
It's amazing to see.
It could be just
Kids that were born 20 years after it came out, they still know every word of that song. But that's testament to how much it gets played.
Like, your kids just learned how to walk, and you wake up, you down there scrolling on your phone, you look up, your kid moonwalking. How do you even know what the moonwalk is?
Exactly.
It might be a frequency thing, man, just to where it's just in you. It's it's certain beats, certain sounds, certain vibrations, certain frequencies are in you to where it's just passed on.
Yeah, you resonate. Yeah, the resonation.
You want me to tell you one with me that I can hear forever?
Okay, what is it?
Pearl Jam, Alive.
Alive?
I can hear that
wow.
song no matter. I'm still alive. Yes, dude.
Did it get played out though?
To me, that's a song I knew from like back in the day.
Yeah.
And then once we started doing Rappers React and then we reacted to it and we dissected the lyrics, I'm like, dude, I could hear this. It's just the message of it. It's like knowing where I've been, like, God dang it, I'm still alive. Like, y'all tried to. I tried to.
Yeah.
But I'm still alive. Whoa, I'm still alive. You see how I'm electrified right now.
Yeah.
Feel like the rock.
Yeah. Let's go to a Pearl Jam concert.
Huh?
Let's go to a Pearl Jam concert.
Let's go.
Let's go. Well, let's wait till we finish
Oh,
the show and then we'll
you
go.
ain't gotta tell me twice.
I bet they performing somewhere right now.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Again, there's also damn, what's the other one? Black. I just F with Pearl.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is though, with that, I didn't really know that much about Pearl Jam until we started doing this.
But you knew the song.
So I don't. Yeah, I mean, I'd heard it in passing, but I didn't know if it was played out or not. So was it?
Good question.
Like, how much? I mean, that's a question for the Trash Talkers.
Trash Talkers, y'all gonna let us know in the comments.
Did Alive get played out on the radio? Was it one of those songs that you had to hear 10 times a day if you were listening to the radio?
Yeah. Let us know. So Smokey's song that he can listen to forever was
Billie Jean.
Billie Jean. Mine's is Pearl Jam or Black. Or I said Alive or Black by Pearl Jam. I can listen to that forever. Trash Talkers, you guys let us know what song you could listen to forever. And also give us your top 3 songs that you are absolutely
that you just can't hear anymore.
Can't do it.
It's enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Smoke, you want to do some WTF?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do some WTF. Again, guys, leave your birthday down in the comment section and we will read the craziest stories that happened in Florida. Because WTF here on the Trash Talkers podcast does not stand for what the. It stands for what the.
Florida.
Absolutely, 100%. Now, let's see who we got from last podcast here. Okay, my bad. Okay. We got, shout out to Emmett L. Mitchell Jr., 3522. Shout out Emmett L. Mitchell Jr. Birthday, September 7th.
All right.
What the Florida, September 7th, by Emmett L. Mitchell Jr., 3522.
Let's see what this one is. Florida man riding human-sized hamster wheel. Oh, we have covered this story in the past. We should probably do another one. But this was the one where the guy was riding a human-sized hamster wheel in the Atlantic Ocean, and he got stopped by the Coast Guard.
I do remember that one. Let's do another one. Because if y'all, basically he got screwed.
Yeah. Oh, that was a very popular story on that day.
I bet that's probably the only one.
Nope, got another one.
Oh, what we got?
Florida man arrested for pleasuring himself with an ice pack in front of first responders.
An ice pack?
An ice pack. Florida man has been arrested for pleasuring himself with an ice pack while first responders were on call to assist him with breathing issues.
Oh, y'all thought y'all was coming to...
He was arrested and charged with exposure of sexual organs.
Wait, say that again? He was charged with what?
He was arrested and charged with exposure of sexual organs.
Okay, all right.
According to an arrest report, he called 911 because he was experiencing shortness of breath. Once the EMT crew arrived, he removed his clothing and began masturbating with an ice pack in the presence of first responders.
Dude, I could just see the EMS showing up like, oh my God, we got an asthma attack. Oh yeah, you thought you had an asthma attack. Like, what the?
Who? How? Like, why?
Doesn't for it
yes,
makes it
that
smaller.
calls shrivelage.
Yeah, it makes it smaller. So either you were hung like a freaking
Yeah.
Or
And what, like, I'm having problems breathing, right? And they show up like, I don't know, these EMTs, man. Look at them. Look at them. I don't know about this breathing. I feel pretty good right now.
just whip it out on an ice pack.
I don't get it. I do
either.
not understand.
All right. Next one, for What the Florida, we got Cohen Zigilavart, 9201. Shout out Cohen Zigilavart. Birthday is 420. Shout out to all the smokers out there.
We did a 420. I'll try to find a different story.
Yeah, let's see if we can find a new one here for Cohen Zigilavart, 9201.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
I think we did that one last time. Let's try to find a different one. All right. Ooh. All right.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Whenever Smokey says, ooh, it's going to be interesting.
Florida man. Here's a name that we hear every single day of our life. Florida man found asleep in Taylor Swift's bed, charged with stalking.
In her bed? Like in her house?
Apparently he got into her house, yeah. Wow. Florida man faces charges after allegedly broke into Taylor Swift's house Friday. Police said a witness reported seeing a man enter the building.
How recent is this?
This was 2018.
Okay.
When officers arrived, they found a ladder up to a broken window. The man was asleep in the bed, police said. Investigator, he also used the shower.
No, law. He did not bathe himself.
He did. He was charged with stalking, burglary, criminal trespassing, and criminal mischief.
Listen, man. We get all this. That's the def. I ain't gonna even speak on that.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna speak on it.
Come on, there's celebrities, but there's still real people.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah, let's not speak on that one. Man, what the hell are y'all what is in the water in Florida? Shout out to our Floridians. We love y'all to death, but god dang, what's going on, man?
Question that may never be answered.
Never. Okay, last one. Shout out to Haley A. Shout out to Haley A. And Haley A's birthday is What the Florida, May 9th.
All right, May 9th. Let's see. Okay. That was a popular story. I'll try to find something a little more nuanced. All right, let's try this one.
What you got?
Okay. It also, the first one was a very popular story about the alligator being tossed through the window of the drive-thru.
Yeah.
So this one also involves an alligator. Florida man cited... God, this is funny. Florida man cited after authorities found an illegally poached alligator foot stuck in his dashboard.
What the?
Authorities stopped a Florida man driving around with an illegally poached alligator foot stuck in his dashboard. Something even they don't see every day.
In the dashboard?
Yeah. Let me get past the names. They stopped the guy to check its day use pass.
It's probably
I guess he has a day use pass. Okay. But instead found many gator parts scattered throughout the vehicle. The truck owner claimed that the parts came from a gator he hunted years ago, but officers could tell from the smell that it had died just days prior.
Fresh. Well, okay, Haley A, that's your WTF. But let's talk about this for a second.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy gator meat.
Yeah.
You can eat gator meat.
Yeah, but you have to be legally licensed to hunt
tag
them. Yes.
Oh, what was that show? Swamp People?
Yeah, dude, I watched some of that back in the day. That was a good show.
And them damn gators on down there.
Occasions, yeah.
Hey, what's the word? The Appalachian word? Side-goggling.
Side-goggling?
Side-goggling.
Hey, see that gator foot? That was side-goggling over there.
To any of
over yonder.
Yes, listen. Any of our Appalachia trash talkers out there, please let us know, because we
discovered a new word.
We discovered a new word, and we happened to come across it through a short on Instagram, but it's called
side-goggling.
Side-goggling.
Never heard of that.
Never heard it. If y'all have ever used that word or know people who use that word, please leave it down in the comment section.
The guy who explained it was so hilarious. He's like, hey, you see, they're standing over here. You look at that road down yonder. Look at that road. That's side-goggling.
What the? What? Dude, that's awesome, dude. That sounds like every person on the drunk side about. Look, man, Trash talkers, let us know if y'all use side goggling. Again,
Yeah.
y'all leave y'all's birthdays down in the comment section for next week's What the Floridas. Also, guys, let us know what song you can hear forever and your top 3 songs that you just cannot hear anymore because it's been overplayed. Smoked Out, you got anything else this week?
I think that's it for this week.
I think so, guys. This was a great podcast. Thank y'all so much for spending some time with us and hanging out with us on this episode of the Trash Talkers podcast.
Yeah, and the trash parkers. We're bad at parking.
At side goggling as well.
Yeah.
And with that being said, my name's Smokey Hollywood. 6 bonds.
I am Larry Smokey Ramirez.
And we are
over
and
out. Deuces. You side goggling fool.
Goddamn side goggling.
Take that road over there, yonder. Look it down yonder, ain't that side goggling?
That sounds like a evil villain. Side goggling.
Side goggling.